All right, so this is our wide format area. We've got two main investments in the centre of the room, and I'll explain it on the outside of the room in a moment. And the Lambda, as I've been talking about, isn't in here, it's through there, we'll see that in a moment. But effectively, we've got two beds. These are flatbed machines. On my left-hand side, we've got flatbed printing. This will print anything up to 3 by 2 metres in one piece. That will print it, and that will cut it. This is a fairly typical example of a job. So we're printing on that side on foam board, and we're cutting it out on this side with the head. The way that's happening is that the artwork is programmed with a die line like you would on any die cut job. You see in the artwork, we print registration dots that the camera can read, and once it knows where it is, it starts cutting it round. This machine can cut, mill, drill, crease, V-cut, and do loads of things. Effectively, we just sort of cut stuff out of board. But all the different multi-heads allow us to get a better finish on whatever material we're using. Over here, that can also do to about 50mm deep. So for example, the doors on that cupboard, they were taken off and they were printed onto straight on the bed, and they hung back up. We've got backlit material done on the latex machine. We've got perspex over there, Foamex, wallpaper, printed wood and cut. So as we go around, you'll see a lot of samples of work we've produced. In addition, through there, we've got archival printing. It's not much to look at when it's not running, but it's archival printing, so we can print art for galleries, things like that. We have like a 100-year lifespan. We can also print, our general banners are printed in there, roller banners, posters. Like a lot of the departments, our core work is still your general work, and everything else that's mad is kind of sits on top. So all that can be produced in this room. If you'd like to follow me, we'll go to the Lambda. Down here's your main press room. So in here we've got our two main indigo presses, there and there. What can I tell you about those presses? They produce our general colour work up to an SRA3 sheet size, so that size sheet. They produce colour both sides, as you'd imagine. They can also do things though to be above and beyond this. They can print anything up to 450 gram, which is very heavy for that kind of printing. We can print in white ink, clear ink, raised ink. We can deboss on the press. They can also do spot colours. It is offset printing. Like litho, we're taking the paper, we're taking the colour, we're offsetting it on a blanket, and the blanket's offsetting onto the paper. So again, it's litho methodology, but with digital technology to get that quality and that flatness and the speed, and they're very productive presses. A lot of the new services are brought in on the tracking side. We can give you emails when your job leaves. We always send an order confirmation. You should get an email when it gets delivered. In the middle area, what I'm going to tell you about is a lot of the finishing equipment. We call it pre-finishing equipment. So we've got laminating sitting there, matte and gloss. We've got a mailing machine over there. Right now we've got a project on for a wealth management company. We're producing 50,000 personalised books. Each one has a different pagination. Every copy we get wrong is a £500 fine, so we don't get anything wrong, and it was all tracked through the factory. But that gives you an idea. That's like the top end of what we're doing digitally. We've got a perfect binder there and a perfect binder through there. So you tend to find we've got at least 2 of every single piece of equipment to give us that ability to just keep going when we need to keep going, especially this time of year, which is a peak time of year. What's important about these booklet makers? Well, they can barcode every job. So we feed a job in, it's got barcodes on it, like the one there that Noel's putting into a box. The way the machine works is rather than giving it a job and saying I want 500 copies, it just does the job for us. We feed it in, it reads it, it puts the cover on, and it binds the book. That's a saddle stitcher. This is a booklet maker. They both produce the same product. The difference is with a saddle we get a flatter spine. So black and white printing, this is a double engine black and white press. There's not a lot you can say about black and white printing, but I can give you examples. We're doing financial documents, we're doing training materials, we're doing educational materials, we're doing transactional materials. So things for universities, things for training companies, things for financial companies that still like legal documents have to be produced overnight in London. But I'll take you through to the bindery. So behind you over there, we're not running it because it's ridiculously dangerous. That's a clamshell die cutting foil blocking machine. So that is a die. It's got metal edges and the soft parts on there. The way that we tend to use that is that dies are fixed to the plate, the print is aligned, and then it's literally a case of punching it out. It gives us the ability to foil block a large sheet, and that's really good for packaging. We're doing these predominantly for book covers, we're doing them for invites and things like that. So obvious uses, but we just tend to find that there is modern kit around, but nothing does a job as good as that. and nothing looks as nice and tactile.
The difference with this foiling machine is to those ones is I actually put proper cases into this machine as opposed to those two machines are just paper or card. What it is, it's an old letterpress printing machine that's been converted. The guy who restores all this equipment from it basically puts in a hot plate, takes out the old, it used to be gas. This machine's all based on three things: heat, pressure and dwell. It really is just a simple hand-operated thing. So that's basically what they want on this. This material's quite hard wearing, so this box that you're seeing here is one before I've covered it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of board, glued together. Everything's done with glue, done the traditional way. This book in here should be flat, totally flat. All put through there 4 times, so that's 10 books, 4 foiling, so yeah, 40 times. Ready for binding. I've put on extra webbing on the back and extra craft paper linings to make the spine even stronger, but that book will eventually get cased into this case here, cased in there, in the press overnight. We make a clamshell box for it, and that's the finished article there. This one we've done here has got a middle opening like so. It's a lay flat book that we've done, it's printed through the house. So again, feel free to have a look, and all custom made, in-house, everything. Different types of foiling. You can really go to town, you can go over the top. Again, that's using traditional book binding methods. Feel free to ask any questions.